Hello everyone, DonTheCrown here, and today we're going to be doing a little video talking about farming, and specifically farming for beacons in profound difficulty. Now, this particular strategy was originally shared to me by Mr. Void241, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. It pretty much revolves around just farming a lot of beacons. We're going to be using all like beacon related compasses here, and it's pretty much a high investment strategy. We're going to be tracking all of the kind of like income and outcome from this. I mean, I won't be including any sort of like crazy outlier drops or anything like that in my final calculations. Let's talk about the strategy right off the bat first. So we're using Valiant War. And what Valiant War does, it gives us a 50% chance to be attacked by God of War followers when you reach a new floor during the trial God of War. We also get 800% additional max life for magic monsters, and God of War followers are magical monsters, and so that can be a little bit scary for sure. And all monsters get 70% additional max life, and so those blue monsters are going to be incredibly tanky. And so because of this, you want to like really outscale whatever content you're going to be doing this on. I'd assume you could probably do this at tier 7, but probably profound or deep space is really where you would want to do this. I don't think that this would be very worth it, except for like maybe like very early on in the season when tier 8 beacons are worth a lot, and maybe some of these compasses are pretty cheap. And then the other stuff we're going to be doing is we're adding more magic monsters. We'll be adding more magic monsters, and this makes it so that magic monsters have a 1% chance to drop one additional beacon. This is going to be pretty important. And then beacons have a 10% chance to be upgraded. And that means that tier 8 beacons can turn into deep space beacons, which are very, very expensive right now. Now, for our supporting Netherrealm tree for this, we are pretty much just going to go full hog on the beacon tree here, with the exception of this one here, because we are placing compasses, so this one doesn't do anything for us. But you notice that a lot of these make it so that magical monsters, drop more beacons, or beacons have a chance to be upgraded. Magic monsters have more chances to drop beacons, chance to have them be upgraded or duplicated, and all that stuff. And we are forcing specifically Blistering Sea and Glacial Abyss beacons. And the reason for this is because these ones sell just a lot more than the other ones. And then this node here also gives us a very small chance to get a beacon chest. This does say it's like 0.03 to be spawned with the boss area. I've seen this spawn like about like once every hour or two. So this is actually pretty, maybe like even better chance than this. And then there's also a chance for one additional beacon chest to be spawned in the area when defeating a God of War follower. I'm not sure if this is what's causing me to get a lot of those chests. Like I've gotten like multiple chests in an hour sometimes. And so there's a possibility that when you defeat a God of War follower, that it generates the chest in the boss room, which is pretty cool. For God of War itself, we're going to be putting it on with a compass, so we don't need to take this top part here. And then we're taking the entire rest of the tree, with the exception of this part over here, because we do not want this card as an option. This card is pretty bad. Even this card over here is not that great. Increases the number of floors, and generally you're not even like really going to hit like super deep past the maximum floors even with this card, so it doesn't really help us all that much. But the card that we do want is the God of War Cruel card, because this gives us additional chance to get more followers and to get more deep space beacons from that. Besides that, we're also just forcing cube monsters on. We're not going to be coveting. I don't like coveting. These are just to add more extra monsters, more blue monsters, and then the extra points here kind of going into the Netherrealm Resonance, which is kind of like decently expensive right now. You could probably replace this instead with going and getting some more monsters, like some of these guys here, or some other stuff for sure that adds monsters. And then the major nodes here, we're going for a chance for +1 card, and then we also are going for rarer cards. Now normally I don't like taking this one because it makes it so you don't get star shards anymore, but the amount of value you get off of the top end card that we're looking for here, which I'll show right now, this one, Cruel War, you have a additional 7% chance to be attacked by God of War followers, and then they have an 8% chance to drop one additional deep space beacon, This just kind of like makes it rain beacons on you. And so you're really kind of chasing after this, or even after the orange one. Both of these are pretty good. And like, you don't want brutal war. Overbearing war here is pretty okay still. But these two at the top are pretty darn insane. Now, in terms of tracking, I've gone through here and filled out a giant spreadsheet of all of the stuff that my current character has. And so anything that I have right now on my character is on the left hand side on, my current inventory right now. And we, are going to put whatever we end up in the end right here there. Now, in terms of how much this costs, right now we're doing 101 maps, however long that's going to take, and pretty much each one of these I've gone through and priced them accordingly with how much it cost me to get them. So the war compass cost me about 6.5, the progressive beacon around 11, the purple veteran compass is about 20, and then 0.7 for the lowest level blue compass, which means for 101 of these, we're spending quite a bit here, 3.8 thousand, but I believe this is going to be worth it at the end. Not really sure how long it's going to take me to do 101. We'll have to see how it goes. I also tend to avoid doing, I don't covet pretty much at the end, unless I can't get out the door with it. I'm going to try to avoid doing that too much. I don't really do Arcana at all either, unless I look at the Arcana board and I see a guaranteed red or a guaranteed rainbow chest on there, and then I will include that as well. I will show any results for that, but I probably won't include any of the micro fates or other stuff that we get. I have gotten some good drops from Arcana this season, so we'll kind of just keep that going. For pets for this, I'm going to be using my money pets. So we have Chalk 2, Cloud Gatherer 6, and Kong 4. Kong is definitely really good for cards. Probably not going to be super duper impactful with this. There is no beacon pet yet. Please don't add one. And just getting extra raw FE is pretty nice, but this should not really be affecting our beacon drop rates at all. Now I'm going to pause the video here, and then we're going to zip into the future, and we'll see you guys there. All right, so we're going to first show off a little gameplay here. I kind of realized we should do that as well. Pretty much this is just replaces rare monster cards with might monsters, and so there's not really going to be any bonuses to this, but pretty much the gameplay for this is we're going to hop through, immediately try to go to our God of War, and just try to kill stuff as much as possible. We want to try to get the war stages all the way capped out. I believe the highest we can get is 14. I don't think you can actually get to 15. It just caps all the way out. And try to avoid, I don't know, dying or getting stuck on stuff for too long. And I do activate the Arcana cards because the Arcana cards can have a whole host of blue monsters inside of them, which is pretty nice. And just try to keep your eye out for things that can murderfy us. One thing that's kind of annoying with my build right now is because we're no longer spinning to win, we're using automation to, oh my gosh, double magician. We're using automation to shoot out thunder spikes. Sometimes if we haven't hit something recently, our berserk falls off because we just don't spin. So we have to leap slam 10 times in order to stack back up. There we go. We got up to 14. So there's all the monsters. And I like to actually continue to finish out the map, but you can see we're doing a pretty good job. We have about 3, maybe 2-ish billion right now. It's kind of hard to tell. We're actually using, we are not actually using our XP pets. Let me fix that real quick. So we're using damage pets right there, but we should probably be using these guys here. For even more XP. So you can see up here in the top left where it says the map base XP gain is now 94%. So we're not punished all that much for being too high level for the zone. And yeah, that's pretty much what the gameplay looks like there. We'll wait until we find a card that is one of the good God of War cards to keep going. We'll see you guys again soon. Okay, and so this is going to be a good card for this particular farming strategy. Not the best, but this one's pretty good. Cruel War, the orange version, an additional 7% chance to be attacked, and then Deep or God of War followers have a 2% chance to drop deep space beacons. As you can see, we're down to 77 compasses already, which means we've gone through like 24 maps so far. So I guess 25% of our progression so far. And in terms of deep space beacons, this is kind of what we have right now. Surprisingly, we have a lot of steel forged ones. These like 26 or so. These are like probably closer to 30. And yeah, let's just show the gameplay for this particular one. You do get quite a bit more when you have this card. As you can see, there's 2 right off the bat there. And on average, you kind of like want to get like 2 deep space beacons per map. That kind of like will pay for everything. And I think I'm kind of like on a little bit of a dry spell on my current run, which, does happen. So this strategy can be a little bit scary to do if you're going to just be doing like 1 or 2 maps. You want to be doing like a very large amount of maps in order to like smooth out some of the unluck. Although I guess that does also unsmooth your good luck. Hop through here, and we're really just trying to like keep the thing going as long as possible. You can't get higher than 14, so once you get to 14, you're pretty much good to go. Kind of funny, I think the other map that we previewed was on this same layout. This is arguably one of the worst layouts for this particular strategy, just because it is so stinking huge. So we will try to just rip through here and get to 14 real fast. There we go. And the reason it's so bad is because the monsters are so spread out. And so you kind of have to like go and backtrack a little bit in order to kind of get everything. And as you saw there, we almost ran out of time. So we had to like tear through enemies as fast as possible, hoping to push the meter as hard as possible. Now, one thing I was going to save until later, but we'll talk about right now, is the fact that if you are actually not this geared and you like can't clear maps super duper fast, there is a purple war compass that does significantly extend the duration of the the God of War, except it does make it so you don't get any bonuses anymore, and that can pretty much give you the opportunity to 100% the map before then. I'll pop Dark Surge here real quick. And there's the map. Let's see. I got a few more beacons. We got some more here. And yeah, like luckily this particular card, you get a few shots at it. And so we get a total of 4. This makes it a lot better. We'll see you guys again soon for the finale. Hello everyone, we're back and we've finished up all of the maps. I think we actually ended up running about 102 because when I went to go do what I thought was my 101th map, we actually did not have enough beacons here to do everything. So we should have had enough to do like 101. So we probably dropped one of these legendary ones, one of these purple ones, and yeah, that's pretty much where we are. So let's go through and show you the results. After taxes, we earned about 5,000 FE in a little bit about 4 hours or so, which means that our per tax per hour right now is about 1248. This is not including any sort of like big drop or anything like that. Nor did we get like any super duper crazy like sales or anything. I didn't even collect anything here. All of this stuff is just purchased. And we didn't really get anything in here either that was pretty nice, except for like maybe I think one of these, which we haven't sold, didn't include in the calculation, and pretty much just like normal style loot here. The big stuff is really just like the beacons and these desire cores that we got. We can go through and scroll this. I'll put a link to this down below. So this actually seemed like a pretty decent way to kind of just blast through. Pretty straightforward. Not all of that rippy. I did actually lose XP overall because we ran out of the like save your XP things, because I got like blown up by multiple hanged mans that were bugged that seemingly just like grabbed me to nowhere and killed me, which was not very fun. But for the most part, it was pretty smooth overall. And then yeah, so 102 maps. We made about on average after taxes 48 FE per map, which is pretty good. I think the investment per map there is probably whatever this is, about 37 FE. So like basically doubling our money with every map, which I think is pretty decent. Definitely like want to look into maybe doing some different compass strategies as well. I think that this is only really viable while you can make money from the beacons. This is like where pretty much all of our profit came from. We did pull down 2,700 FE raw. This includes handing in cards and stuff as well, although the card prices were included in the original like calculations. So like I didn't like get any like really good cards like a 100-fold windfall and not include that. It's all been calculated for that. And so pretty much the price of these are all pretty similar to what I've seen when you want to sell these. And so we made a lot of money from both the glacial and the lava. And even like the tier 8s here, the glacials, like selling them in a stack of 99, these actually do end up selling and give you quite a bit of money as well, which is pretty nice. These desire cores coming in, giving a lot of money as well. Pretty darn nice. And then we have big losses on the compasses, big losses here as well, because we bought those and used them up. And then cards, we didn't really get anything super duper crazy here. We did get an immolating flame, one of them, which is pretty nice. We kind of like lost money because handing in a lot of these a lot of the cards here turn into flame elementium, and so that's kind of like where the money ends up here. Maybe we can do a run where I don't hand in any cards. You can kind of see like a little bit more distribution there. But yeah, that's pretty much been the entire run here. And I thought it was pretty fun, pretty easy to do. And hopefully this video helps you out. We'll see you again soon, and come by the stream. Later.